and we are underway for Season 4 of F1 in Australia.
This was not supposed to happen.
Yes. Oh my god, let's go!
And I fucking got it!
And it's really a huge curveball in the championship. Thanks for coming, guys.
I've got a lot to say about that.
420 Moke Music hasn't put a foot wrong today, crosses the line and wins in Greece.
Drag wins!
What the?
This was honestly an amazing way to show our critics that we have the potential and that we'll definitely be up there.
Scientists suggest that the Earth is currently in a climate crisis and that we need to stop polluting the atmosphere immediately. The best way to advertise a move to sustainable energy is through using it to power our favourite sport, which is why Ion is going electric.
I run KR Racing Formula E team. Formula E is more of just having fun. I don't really have many ambitions for Formula E. It would be cool to get some good results, but it's not really something we're prioritizing. The tracks are a lot different than anywhere in any other series. If someone figures out the battery strategies, it could be a complete game changer. Mostly the battery and the racetrack itself. It is going to be a huge factor in this.
My name is Mallcraft, and I own Fleet FE Racing. We did a lot of looking in with our drivers and making sure that they were prepared for the season. As last year, we got third place, and we want to improve on it. And I think we have a really good foundation to hopefully win the championship.
I'm Lano04, and I'm an Iron Racer. I think Mal is a great guy, and he hit me up one day, and I just said yes, and that's how I drove for Fleet.
Hello everyone, we're back. It's very exciting. The back end of that E-Spirit car is getting all out of shape. Lanor has pole position, but if Dino can do anything, which he can't, that means that the Fleet is going to be starting on pole.
Qualifying on pole is really a big moment for us. I've never actually done pole position in Formula E Ion before.
Everyone's happy. I definitely think it's a good statement to put out there in the first race.
And we are off and away in Diriyah, crawling off the line, everybody. Dino seems to have just got a little bit of a better exit there, but Lanor comes back straight away.
Both the KRRs are doing pretty well. They're P9 and P11 at the moment. I think they started quite far back. Lanor's pulled a nice gap between him and Dwayne Jacob. Lanor's leading quite nicely, actually.
But he's spun. Lanor just spun.
He's taking attack mode.
Lanor is going to be gain some more speed here. Dino just clipped the barrier there.
He's got a 5-second gap though. What Dino just needs to do is just relax. Dwayne Jacob though, doing very well to keep Lanor at the bay, even though Lanor is catching up. 1.3 now. It was 1.6 last sector, but now it's 1.3.
Lanor has taken the lead according to the timing tower. Lanor crosses the line and wins. Dino doesn't have any chance of recovering that. Only P2 for the E-Spirit.
We were definitely happy about it, you know, winning the first race of Formula E and putting us in the lead of the championship and the constructors as well. We were on a momentum, and I'm excited to keep that up.
It's looking really strong, but also all the other drivers are really fierce and they're not going to let down. So we have to make sure that we're on our top of the game for the whole season and make sure that we keep getting wins.
I am a course maker. I am a brand star manager since season 3.
And Faint finishes P7, their first time out with Brandstar.
For Faye, I didn't have too much expectations because I freshly knew him.
As they cross the line to win, who's it going to be? It's Gene and Dino share the lead!
I started to look for Adelis Killer from 97. And I left a message in the FE Discord chat to see if anyone is interested in a Brand Star second seat in FE. And after the race, I approached Gene. Gene was a guy in Pro Drive. He was a long-term Pro Drive member, if I remember correctly. We in Brand Star were friends with Pro Drive, and if I remember correctly, Matt was engineering Gene in that Zurich race, so that was also a factor to bring him here.
A friend, well, department, the owner of Pro Drive. He had a relationship with him, so he asked to him if I can drive for them. When I saw that it was from Brandstar, and you know Brandstar is one of the most important teams in Ion, so yeah, instantly I said yes.
And the Brand Star of Feint, Gene, now coming around the final corner to come across the line to win in Marrakesh. What happens to Feint? Feint gets second and Lano gets third with the fastest lap.
It was very shocking, to be honest, because I was like 4 seconds behind Lano.
Before Marrakesh, we also hired the Care as an engineer, and the Care was a really good teacher.
Yeah, our confidence was absolutely destroyed knowing Brandstar just captured on this momentum and stole the lead away from us. Even E-Spirit just took away our championship lead. So we were definitely pissed off at the moment, and we had to do something to stay in contention.
There's the checkered flag, and across the line Gene goes to win here in Auckland. What's Lanor going to be able to do?
Lanor's going to get second.
1% energy! Barely though, 3/10 between Lanor and James Rigby, and a 6% difference in energy.
We were so happy. We really just didn't have a strategy for the race, and then just Mal came up with a quick strategy. We used it, and it managed to pay off for us, so finishing P2.
Well, I was relieved because I knew that from here championship was definitely possible. It was only a matter of time for us to get it.
I have a good team, good engineers, and to be honest, I have all the weapons to go for the title.
What an exciting race this has been.
It's Gene, then with Soup, then Feint, then Destructively.
Because right now Soup is up the attack for the
Look
lead.
at the absolute storming pace they have out of the final corner. They take the lead.
Gene and Lee takes the lead. Keep against needs to stick with him and just hopefully overtake him across the line.
Keeper Gas is out of attack mode. Is this going to be enough for Feint to get ahead of the X21? They're right next to each other on track. It looks as if Feint is ahead. All they need is a good exit out of this final corner down the main straight. Keeper Gas is going to want this position as much as they can. F1 Doggos gets slidey again. Coming down to the main straight. Coming across the line now. It's Gene in the lead, and then is it going to be Feint? Yes, it is. Feint gets second.
We just need to depend about our pace. So yeah, we had a good pace and we won.
Well, this was like the cherry on the cake because we thought that we won the championship. Surely it got revealed that we miscalculated it and we still had some points to secure.
Was Soup. I didn't expect to get like 4th place. I expected higher, but you know, didn't matter at the end.
Well, I know this is gonna sound weird, but my goal was to reach F1, and I think we just used Formula E to boost for F1. And so I announced I was leaving Formula E for F2.
It definitely sucks as Lano was such a good driver, but hopefully we can keep him in the fleet team, not driving obviously, but just to help out with drivers because he has a range of experience with poles, podiums, super poles.
There was like some negative hate about McLaren and how bad they are and stuff. That made me move to the fleet. And most of the time, just saying that McLaren didn't have much active engineers and stuff.
Gene's coming towards the line. It's so close. It's just a 4-second gap. Here's the finish line. Gene wins the Sanya E Prix. Can Soup get into second? No, they can't. They miss out by barely a second.
If I were in Gene's shoes, I would be happy.
Well, we kind of had experience, but not really because we didn't had a approximate energy usage about the track. So, as always, we went kind of safe.
And as he comes across the line, Gene wins the Can E-Prix and the Formula E World Championship for Brandstar. On lap 35, car 35 wins in France.
Fantastic display from Gene. It's just a show of what he can do, and especially what he could do next season if he does come back.
You know, when someone is champion of any category, you feel like you are very most motivated. Yeah, I think you feel only motivated. That's what I feel.
We celebrated very much because this proved that hard work and obviously dreams can become true. So yeah, this was a really good experience for all of us, and the success to the team. I think that if you want to get a team to be champions, then you should search for the right people.
When we first saw London, it was very interesting, I'll give it that, going over arches and having different chicanes. But when it came down to practice, we realized it'll all be about getting it right. It reinforces the idea from Formula E that these are very tight circuits and there's little to no room for error.
Well, yeah, the difficult one. Yeah, I think it was very
And here they come down now, over the grids, down the mall. They're going to cross the finish line, and Gene in the Brandstar is going to be your winner.
Yeah, I think I'm surprised, to be honest, because I didn't expect to have a dominant season. I expected, well, like to win maybe 4 races. Yeah, I think that's very surprising.
Obviously, I want to work again with them, but unfortunately, Gene has different dreams for himself than us. So he will move to F2, and we will continue the next season as a new team and with Feint and with another driver.
So it was a pretty good experience to be back driving the Formula E car. I did it mostly for fun for the end of the season since I didn't have anything better to do, and I really wanted to put a positive light on Formula E as a good series and something that's developing in the right direction because of all the negative publicity that it gets. I think that it deserved to have the drivers there and the competition in the series look better than what people perceive it as, because it's honestly quite a good series. It's excellent to drive in, and I'd recommend it for a lot of people.
I am 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I am a KRR GT3 driver. KRR has been a notably better team than Uprise. They had better engineers. For this season, I expect to be in the top fights, trying to get the best out of the car.
Welcome to this opening race of the Ion GT3 Season 3.
Seems as if the third wheel takes the fastest lap of the race and takes the fastest first sector right now. So he's on another hot lap. He has 4 or 5 laps to catch up. So he needs to make the most use of them and get that position from Seba.
And Seba wins the France feature race, an all-KR podium here in Cannes.
Yes, I was very happy to see this, because this is something that we've been working on for a long while, trying to achieve success with 2 teams, especially when I try to run them as 2 equal status teams. I value all 4 drivers equally, and I think they're all really good at what they do. So I'm very happy to see how well they did today.
Firstly, I was very glad to win both of the races. It's a really good start, and I think I could win the championship. I think we should be able to win it quite comfortably from here.
I'm Aga, other known as Aganese. I drive for Advan Racing under the number 111.
Eric gets P1, finishes in P1, gets the win for the KRR team. Oganis manages to take P4.
Seeing the first GT3 wet race in history was quite interesting. It was something we thought would never happen, in fact, but it appeared out of nowhere.
I felt the water helped me a lot. Honestly, I didn't feel like I was, hindered by it. I felt even better driving on the wet asphalt instead of the dry. I had a lot of hiccups in that race, which were part of mine, part of the Roblox, and next season, if we race in South Korea and we have the wet again, now that I have more experience, I'm expecting a race win.
Seba gets across the chicane nice and steady as he approaches the starting grid. Will Seba win this? And he does! Seba wins the sprint race.
I had a gap of about 8 seconds to the car behind. I was on my game, and the engineers helped, everything was on point.
He approaches the starting grid, and ladies and gentlemen, Agnes wins the round 5 of GT3 in Iron Racing. Your winner for this event, Agnes and Toyota Advan.
Yeah, coming into that weekend, I didn't feel strong at all. Going to practice, barely, being in the top 5. Then doing quali, struggling in quali. Then in the sprint race, having done a lot of mistakes. I didn't expect much, but right in the first few laps, just something clicked. And after that, the team, they blowed it out of the park with the strategy, basically timing everything perfectly. Doing the 2-stop helped us drastically, and winning that race showed us that we are the contenders. We are strong, and we will win in the upcoming season, this season.
All throughout the race, we thought we had everything under control, and as we monitored the situation, it looked like everything was going to play into our hands. Unfortunately, a few errors on our end, maybe even the driver's ends, had resulted in us not being able to get the win. And the alternate strategy for Advent did end up working, and that was something we weren't expecting.
I'm Epic Brother 55, now known as Jacuzzi, whatever you want to call me. I'm a GT3 driver for KRR Racing. It's gotten really tiring, and it isn't as fun as it used to be. It didn't become really a fun hobby, it just became a hobby. It became very boring, and started to take a toll on me. I felt like that. Am I retiring from driving? Not sure yet. Maybe, I don't know. I maybe come next season. I don't know yet. I have to take a big break and really think about it.
Oh no! The third wheel!
Oh, third wheel gets hit by a back marker?
Third wheel gets taken out by a back marker!
No.
And Seba crosses
Seba crosses the line to
Seba
lead
crosses
race.
the line in the lead. Oh no.
Tempe crosses him! Tempe's gonna get the P2!
Tempe gets P2.
And he gets P2!
I think it was just a racing incident. Me, myself, I wasn't really too bothered with it, to be honest. I was leading a lot of the race. And it's like, when you're leading out front like that, you kind of forget that there's vision lag and there's collisions on. It was kind of funny because my engineer at the time, British Coda, so he was like, it's kind of my fault really, if we're being honest, because I wasn't really paying attention. I was kind of just zoned out. But he was like, watch out for these lap cars in front of you. They're just battling. And in my head, I was thinking, why is he saying that? And then, I immediately, found out because collisions were on.
Seba, if he crosses the line with that fastest lap, will be the world champion of Season 3 of Ion GT3.
It's one of my biggest achievements in my road racing career. I'm quite literally shaking because I can't believe I did this. I couldn't have done it without KRR and my team for pulling this through. They were really supportive of me, and we carry on. It's either this, GT3 or F1, because I would really like to step up to F1 where the grid is much closer, but GT3 is also one of my best racing series, and I think we'll see in the future.
He's swarming around, he's celebrating, and it's Critical Noob who wins for Shark Racing!
Yes,
Arcanese
he
lost
wins.
in
Arcanese,
P2.
2.5 seconds.
Tempe in P3, 420 Merc Music is fighting with 90 year for P4 as it stands.
Noah has to get the position if he's
he needs
by KR.
Noah in P7, Mr. Cowpox in P8, Jake's Cast P9, Epic Noob in P10.
Whoa, okay, what an ending, bruh. I'm just out of words.
Well, for next season in GT3, of course, the target is still going to be the championship. Again, trying to complete a 1-2 with both teams. And the drivers, I'd ideally want to keep as many as I can. I think they formed a really good working atmosphere in the team. So working with them for another season would really be a blessing. Well, I think GT3 as the series has been probably the most competitive it has ever been. And perhaps even more competitive than any other series in Ion. It's not something anyone would really expect, but it was really, really competitive.
Well, of course, money was a big helper.
Did I think I could win the race in that moment? Yes, I did.
My pace was really, really strong and I didn't even let off, which is the main reason for the crash. I'm not responsible for my crash.
What is this question?